Is this thing on? Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. 52 years old today, October the 26th, 1972, was a great day for you ladies. If I wasn't born, if time and reality changed, you would just have to settle for 5 seconds, 5 minutes a night with your boyfriends and your husbands. Thank the gods for me. Anyway, let's get down to today's video. As usual, mostly anyway, we're talking about DC. James Gunn's and DC Studios' biggest problem is the Snyderverse, is Zack Snyder. Why? Because Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice and Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut were a contemporary take, a jaded vision for a jaded society. But, audiences may think they want an uplifting, wholesome Superman movie. But be careful what you wish for, you may just get it. Not only was the Snyderverse contemporary, it was shot for a beautiful haze by a visionary director. Zack Snyder does something that a lot of directors can't do: visual storytelling. Forget about the people who say he sucks as a director. Forget the people who say the Snyderverse sucks. You can take that opinion as nothing, because it is nothing. Anyone who says that something sucks is absolutely got nothing to say. But Zack Snyder isn't DC Studios, James Gunn's, Peter Safran's and David Zaslav's only problem. There is another problem. DC Studios loves to overhype things, to oversell things. It's in James Gunn's personality. But the problem is, if I tell a lady, if a lady asks me how big my cucumber is, and I say, ooh, yeah, you're going to love it, and it's like a chipolata, she's going to be disappointed. In sales, it's better to underhype than to overhype. Here's why. If I tell you my what's it is that, and it isn't, that woman, that female has been getting really excited for ages. Oh my God, Mick's got her. Oh, it's going to be the most amazing time. Then I undo my zip, and actually, it's very disappointing. Now, it's the same analogy, the same comparison here. In sales, because I was taught by, huge reputations, I was mentored by very talented people. And the one thing I was always told, Mick, undersell. Because once you over give something to someone, they're going to go, wow, they told us it was going to be that. But actually, so basically Mick said he had a small one, but it's actually a big one. So that's the way you sell. If you overhype something, then you have a huge problem, because people will build something up in their heads. It's like Superman Returns. I built it up, I built it up, I built it up. It was never going to be the film I thought it was going to be. I couldn't think of anything else as a Superman fan. I still loved it, but there was a part of me that felt slightly disappointed. Was that the film's fault, the director's fault, or my fault for overhyping it? In truth, it's a bit of everything. So now the company that are doing this dynamic duo kind of Nightwing movie have said the action is going to be dynamic like a Bourne movie. Oh my God. Why are you saying that? You're now going to have to make a movie better than the action from a Bourne movie. Now maybe they're capable of it, but that's the problem. And this is why I love Zack Snyder. This is why I love Zack Snyder's Justice League. When he was telling us about that movie, he was showing us screenshots. Someone, or he, leaked that moment when Barry Allen saves Iris West. So you can see how awesome it was going to be. He wasn't overselling anything. So when I saw that movie, it was beyond anything I built in my head, because he underplayed it, because Zack's a humble guy. Zack's obviously, very comfortable with the size of his what's it, right? But some people who are not and are trying to make up for having a small one will overhype what they've got. They will drive the big flashy cars. to make up for what they've not got. And this is the problem with James Gunn and DC Studios. They've created this situation, this environment, that they're doing something so amazing. This is what happened. Like for the simps who won't hear a word against James Gunn, right? You know, when they saw the costume, they were disappointed. But then they started putting up this cope. You know, he'll fix it in post. I hope he does. I hope there is a narrative reason why there's this weird costume that's kind of hanging off of Superman. Maybe it's a clone, maybe he's dying, maybe he's got radiation poisoning like we've discussed before. But at the end of the day, don't overhype, don't oversell, undersell, so then when people see something more than you told them they were going to get, they're going to be ultra pleased with what they've got. And here lies the problem. If James Gunn thinks he's protected from the criticisms that Zack Snyder got or Bryan Singer got with Superman Returns and Zack with Man of Steel BVS and all of that, he hasn't been paying attention. He has not been paying attention. And again, let me tell you why. With Superman, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Because people criticize Man of Steel for not being wholesome, uplifting, overly nostalgic. But I promise you, all your lunches today, if they did give us that nostalgia and that optimism, and there was a bit of optimism in Man of Steel, don't get me wrong, but if there was more of it, they would, you know, critics and fans would have said, they didn't offer us anything new. That's the criticism Superman Returns got as well. So this is a jaded audience. We are in a jaded environment, and I don't think taking fans back to 1978 is going to do it.